Hi guys, Shane here with the Wilderness Field Journal. I'm on location in the woodlands of southeastern Pennsylvania tonight. For today's episode, I'm going to be camping here overnight in the wintertime out of my Jeep. This is winter Jeep camping in southeastern Pennsylvania. So here it is mid-March in southeastern Pennsylvania. We're in a patch of woodland that I've been to many times before. The game plan for tonight is I'm going to set up camp here. A couple of friends are going to come out. We're going to have a good time, hang out. It's Jeep camping because everything I need to be comfortable for tonight is in the back of my Jeep here, except for, of course, these couple of skids I strapped to the roof. I'm just getting started setting up my camp right now and really don't have a whole lot of daylight left. I'm guessing I probably have about an hour and a half or so till it gets really dark. So I'm just going to take a minute and assess my situation, probably to get these pallets off the top of my Jeep because I can use them as a platform to set things on, and they just need to come off the top of there. One of the advantages of this particular camping spot is this is a spot that I have camped at many times before, so I already have all the debris cleared, I already have a fire pit set up, I even have a couple of skids already out here that I use as a tabletop, so that's very helpful. Got a lot of good stuff in the back of the Jeep here. I got my bucket system, got my classic Playmate cooler. I've got this is a new piece of gear that I'm testing for this trip. It's a waterproof storage bag that my buddy Lindsay gave to me. My friend Jed just showed up, so we're going to get these skids off the roof together. I'll just lean them up right here, maybe. Man, that one is such a piece of junk. Guys, this is my buddy Jed. Welcome
Hello.
To the camp, Jed. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Shane.
Jed's actually got his own YouTube channel, too. What's your channel's name?
Just Jed Jarena.
Jed Jarena. So you should check him out sometime. So he's going to be hanging out here tonight. And we got a couple other friends coming. Guess we'll continue getting set up.
I don't think they have channels, though.
I don't think so. Maybe we can talk them into it tonight. What's this guy's name?
That is Simon.
Simon, welcome to camp, buddy. Hey.
He's a Border Collie Heeler mix.
And he is full of energy. Full of energy. Aren't you?
Manners.
Let's see what we can do with these skids. One of the other things I always think about very soon after I set up camp on an evening like tonight is firewood. And on a day like today, when you got snow covering the whole forest floor, anything laying in that snow is going to be soaking wet, or at least wet on the outside from laying in the snow. So you're looking for dead standing, meaning it's dead, but it's still standing, it's not laying on the ground. This piece right here is an excellent piece of dead standing wood. Now the question is how to get it out of here. I wonder if I can just break that off. Yeah. There we go. This is going to make a good log for the fire tonight.
Simon, no.
Apparently, Jed's dog does a trick. He's going to show us right here.
Go, Simon. Go, 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 Simon. Go, 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 Simon. Go, go, Simon. Go, go. Okay.
Nicely done. This is what's keeping us from getting our firewood together. I think we got enough wood here, and we got a fire pit area cleared of snow that it's about time to start a fire before it gets dark. Time to saw up some of this stuff. Ooh, these twigs you got are really good, Jed. These little dry guys. One of the best rules of thumb when you're looking for tinder is to try and find something that's less than the thickness of a pencil. That's a really good size to start with. Now I gotta stop making this because Mark just showed up. Might be able to make a little shavings pile.
Simon. What's up, Jed?
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, man?
I got my buddy Mark here, guys. I gotta introduce you to him, but he showed up just as I was lighting the fire, so I gotta get this fire going.
Hey, guys.
And if I can get these sticks to go. Actually, I'm even gonna put some of these like little dry pieces here. I think that was an epic fail, Mark. Let's try that again.
All right.
I'm not really gonna take the time to do a fire proper bushcraft style here tonight because it's getting dark and people are showing up and I need to just get it going. So I'm gonna just basically use a simple tea light, light this thing, and this is what you might refer to as a coal extender because this candle will continue to burn, and I can just put little pieces of wood right on top of it and it'll get them going because it'll extend the flame longer than it would if I was using some natural tinder sources.
I'd also like to take this time to thank the good Lord for the BFG TAKO2.
That's a fine quality tire, Mark. I can't deny it.
I wouldn't be able to get back here without them.
This camping trip literally brought here by BFG Ultra TAKO. We couldn't have got here without them. Literally.
It's a great tire. It keeps me on the road and keeps me from swerving off of the road. And I just really like my tires, so I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Well said. It's March right now, as I was saying, and
Well, no, you can always smack somebody.
St. Patty's Day. We got to get this fire roaring, get some good coals in here.
We stopped at Coles before we came up. And then I've got this.
What do you got there, Jed?
A spork.
Oh,
I
man.
love
Now
sporks.
That is a camping
It's a
tool
tactical
to have.
spork.
Jed's spork is a pretty cool piece of gear. It's got a hidden knife on the inside. So you're saying you don't think you could actually cut a steak with that knife?
I could cut a steak with it.
I think you could cut a steak with that knife.
Only if you cook the steak on a nice hot fire.
What kind is that? Oh, it's a K-bar.
Yeah, I was gonna say J-bar, K-bar.
A J-bar? You mean like the thing you move a big crate with? That's right, Alltech.
It's waterproof. It
Alltech
floats.
leasing. And it mounts to a tripod. See that? That's an
right.
interesting
So you can mount that
feature.
there.
It's got a tripod mount on the bottom of the speaker. So you could basically put this on a tripod and project it. We could put it on this tripod.
And I don't know if it's fireproof, but let's see. How we know?
It's happy hour, guys. Cheers.
38.
We're just chilling around the fire here, letting this thing burn up, make some coals, and watching the sun go down. Gonna enjoy hanging out with my friends, and I'll get back with you guys after sunset. I actually have to say this is a really good beer. It's Exit 10 Trail Mix Brown Ale brewed with raisins, chocolate, and honey. It's awesome. Cheers to you guys. Thanks for coming out.
Cheers, Shane.
What is wood?
I don't know what you're saying here.
Maybe I think I got a few.
Wait, are you saying that's not wood over there?
Yeah, I'm busted down and I'm broke. And I've been thinking of you. I think I might roll on. Shake this dust from off my bones. Mississippi. I might go to Alaska to build a new home.
For tonight's dinner, because it's near St. Patty's Day, I'm gonna do some corned beef brisket in the Dutch oven. I'm gonna cut this thing open. With all the spices that came with it. And we got some onions, celery, and carrots. Whole bunch of cabbage. In fact, I think I'm gonna just put some of this cabbage in the most solid pieces, because it's not all gonna fit. So we want some peppercorns. Gonna put a couple bay leaves in there. And some water. Decent amount of water in there.
Cheese is spilling over.
Oh, I see that. Let's see if I can right this thing. This is gonna be a little tight, but I think we can make it work.
Come here.
Once that stuff wilts down, that'll be good. This piece here is kind of sticking out. Nice. All right. This thing's all preheated. We're just going to go back on the fire. Once this stuff cooks down, I don't think it'll be quite so. Alrighty. They say you should put a lot more coals on top than underneath. But this thing really needs to get cooking. Cool. Simmer for 3 to 4 hours. Good old classic Hormel chili, chunky. Bush's onion beans. Dog sniffing in my food. Look at it. It's onion. What do you got in that pot there, Mike? Beans and chili. So it's like super bean chili. You know, it's like chili with beans. This is beans with chili. That's alright. It's all good. Alrighty, dinner is done. Check this out. Ooh, that looks delicious. Alrighty, guys, come and get it. Dinner is served.
It looks like, is it a British 4-pounder?
Look at that. Oh, that's a thing of beauty. Corned beef, brisket, and cabbage, carrots, onions, celery, potatoes. It's going to be a good dinner. What do you think, Mark?
Oh man.
You approve?
Yeah.
I think this is the greatest stuff ever.
Second generation Irish
Not
approved.
as good as BF Goodman.
Second generation Irish approved? Nice, nice.
BF
I don't even know if you can see me here.
Hey, you know what? There's
So
something
good,
said
but-
to be doing it a little bit drier like you did it. It's got a richer flavor on it.
Really?
Are your feet warm?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay.
How about you?
They're cold.
What kind of socks do you have on?
I have snowboarding socks on, so it's more cold. Yeah.
Do it?
Yeah, I know.
Are those insulated boots? You know what you can do too? You can get sock liners. Let's see what this B&M brown bread looks like. This is kind of a culinary experiment here. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it looks like it looks disgusting. But we're gonna take it out of here.
Slice it. Both sides of the can, man.
Gotta follow the directions. JP's right. Both sides.
Carefully remove it.
See what this looks like from the other side. Ooh, now that's your classic can indentation. That is the brown bread. I'm gonna cut that up and see what we end up with.
It says you can either toast it or, what is it?
No,
350
it looks.
Yeah, for 35 minutes.
It smells very weedy.
That's kind of good.
Well, we're gonna fry it in this pan
Just so the whole stick in.
with lots of butter. Yeah, more butter. More butter is what you need. Butter it up.
I didn't think it was actually going to be bread-like. I thought it was going to be far more gelatin-like.
Far more
That
gelatinous.
kind of looks like dessert almost.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. It's an after dinner.
That would be good, like, yeah, the butter
cut that.
toast.
I want the canned bread though.
Do you have to cook it?
it.
Eat it.
Bread, brown bread.
Can I see the can? No, I want the canned
Sure.
bread.
Yeah, hold on.
It's-
Let me
it's
get
coming.
this.
That's the canned bread. Sliced.
I just want to wear the boots. That's why I brought them here. I brought them here to wear them. Like,
No, you're wearing. They've been in the car and you haven't worn them.
That might actually be a little too much heat on the
You're wearing
bottom.
the Wolverine boots.
I think that bread can handle it.
Sorry.
I think it can handle it. I think you need more butter.
More butter? You might be right, Jim.
yep, absolutely.
I said the whole stick.
There's your brown bread. Ooh, I think it was getting a little well done in there. Doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna try some of that. Ooh, that piece got a little burnt. Was
It's not only all
How's it look?
100% black.
I burned a little bit of it.
Burn the brown bread?
Yeah, I burned some of it.
Let's try and eat that. Or
But
the
I
burnt
think
one.
it's
Take the burnt
actually-
one out.
So that one's the worst one. We're just gonna forfeit that. Yeah, put that on the Girl Scout cookie box.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see. Do you want a plate? You want to just eat the burnt one? Give us your opinion, Jim. What do you think? It's probably scalding hot.
pretty good.
Nice.
Needs more butter.
All right, folks, I'm going to officially try the brown bread that I just made. We'll see what I think of it. I don't know if you can see it. That's not too bad.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It kind of tastes like cinnamon raisin bread.
Yeah. It tastes,
Hot.
tastes just like cinnamon raisin bread, but with like a little bit of a heartier.
In a survival situation, this brown bread would really hit the spot. Mmm. Yeah, it's like a steady burn. And I mean, the wood on a pallet is so dry from being in a bunch of warehouses and stuff.
It's really not even, but it's a really nice payoff.
Yeah. It's That's everybody, guys. I'm now alone out in the wilderness. Pretty nice place to be. Look, you can still see the trucks heading away off in the distance. Now I get to enjoy a little peace and quiet and just the woods at night in the wintertime. Now that all my friends are gone, it's time to assess my situation. It is just about midnight. It's pretty cold out here. It's definitely below freezing. I think it's probably in the mid-20s. And now I'm trying to decide what to do for my sleeping situation. I haven't set up that yet. I have a couple different options. I could set up a hammock. From this tree to a tree right over there is a really good spot for it. I was thinking about doing a tarp lean-to sort of thing where I lay a tarp on the ground and do a lean-to out of it. Or I could always just sleep in the back of my Jeep, which is totally a viable option as well. But I have a really good sleeping bag, I have a really decent mat, and a good wool blanket. So between those things and some warm clothes, I'll be fine no matter where I put my sleep system. So I'm just gonna chill a little bit, enjoy the silence here by myself at night, and kind of figure out what I want to do for sleeping. One of the good things about having all this snow on the ground is that you can use it for water. And I do recommend that if you do use snow, that you always boil it. And one of the other tricks about boiling snow is that you should always make sure you have some water in your pot before you begin to boil it. So that way it doesn't scorch the bottom of your pot because it's too dry. I decided to just go with sleeping in a hammock because it's getting pretty late at night, and out of all the options that I could have done for sleeping, sleeping in a hammock is definitely going to be the most comfortable and the easiest to set up. I have my Jeep backed up right next to it, so I have easy access to my gear. And I'm just a stone's throw away from the fire, not like it's going to provide any heat while I'm sleeping, but it's kind of nice to lay in the hammock and look at the fire. I think this is going to be a pretty sweet setup to sleep tonight. It is so quiet and peaceful out here. All you can hear is the sound of my pot boiling with the snow melting in it. This is going to be a beautiful place to sleep tonight. Can't wait. Alrighty guys, I am all tucked in and ready for bed. It is late and it is time for me to get some rest. But thanks for joining me for this
evening in the woods. The fire's just about dying down over there. And I'm gonna get some shut-eye. See you in the morning, folks. Morning, folks. I kind of had a feeling when I set my hammock up facing east that I would be blinded by the sun this morning. But I was cozy in my sleeping bag last night. Wanted to give you guys a closer look at my sleep setup here. So I've got a military surplus sleeping bag. Got a military surplus blanket. This pillow is just this is actually like a sitting cushion for like hunters. And I just have a Slumberjack closed cell foam mat. I also decided to do the hot water bottle last night when I went to bed. I boiled up some snow. I put this in my bag with me. That was nice warmth when I went to bed. And this hammock, this is a Wise Owl Outfitters hammock. This was given as a gift to me by my sister. And this is typically what I consider my chilling hammock. I don't really sleep in it. It's usually what I just use for hanging out in the yard or around camp. But it actually worked pretty well sleeping last night. You hammock guys out there might find my suspension system a little unusual, but I've found that one of the quickest, easiest ways to hang a hammock is with a couple of these heavy-duty ratchet straps. I already carry them in my Jeep because I use them to tie stuff down. So as long as you're car camping, it's not a bad option. Definitely wouldn't want to lug one of these backpacking now. Looks like, despite the cold evening last night, this fire is still smoldering. Even this morning. I can feel the heat coming off of it. We definitely had a pretty intense fire going on in this fire pit last night, and it actually seemed to work out pretty well throwing this big log in late in the evening, because I think that's what kept it going all night long. That big log just smoldering in there. I should have no problem getting this back to a good fire this morning. A couple of the guys were nice enough last night saved me a little bundle of twigs to get this morning's fire going. I don't even think I really need shavings. I think it's probably hot enough underneath there that if I see sparks. If I throw this in there and blow it to the hot coals, I'll have a fire. There you go. That's what's kind of nice about having a big fire like we did last night. I will never see which way I'm going on this path in front of me. Terror grips me suddenly and it grabs me in my mind. It creeps into my throat and it gets into my spine. So I drop down to my knees and I scream up to the sky. You can't break a broken man no matter how hard you try. For breakfast this morning, I figured I would go with something that some of you may not have heard of before. It's called muesli. It's kind of like it's like oatmeal, but it has lots of nuts and seeds and dried berries and oats and stuff in it. And I think this pot of water should be boiling. I see steam coming out of it. Yep, full boil. I'm going to dump off some of this for my tea. And then with the remainder, I'm going to keep cooking it to make the muesli. I'm just going to take a good handful. I'll show you what this muesli looks like when it's cooking. It's just like cooking up old-fashioned oatmeal. It's got a lot of extra delicious ingredients. Last night was a big success. It's kind of funny, nobody else wanted to camp out here with me last night. I guess the cold scared them off a little bit. But really good times, hanging out with friends, making a big meal. The weather was perfect for a winter camping trip last night because we had snow on the ground and it was cold. It was the official forecasted temperature for last night in this location was 23 degrees. I didn't have a good thermometer to check it here myself, but it certainly felt like that. And things were freezing, like our drinks were getting slushy on the table. But it was so clear. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. There's so many stars. And it was very calm. There's almost no wind. Even now, there's almost no wind, which really makes it enjoyable when you're out here in the cold. I'm also glad I was able to bring you guys along with me. Trying to expand the YouTube channel and make more of these overnight trip videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I think this muesli is just about done, and it is. Excellent. Time to enjoy my breakfast. I'm gonna enjoy this muesli. I have this cup of hot tea. That's delicious. Needs nothing else. It's healthy too. Time to pack it up. It's always my least favorite part of the camping trips, but it has to happen. Just knowing a couple of knots that are easy to undo and untie it just the pull of a tab makes it a little less troublesome to tear down your camp. Well, that just about wraps it up. Thanks for joining me for this video today. I had such a good time camping out here last night. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video, and thanks to everybody who came out last night. I really appreciate the support, guys, and keep watching my channel. Look forward to bringing you guys some really great stuff soon. Thanks for watching.